Alright guys, so yesterday I started cleaning up the garage. I kind of wanted to get back on the 55. Now that the Regal's sold, I got a little money so I can buy some more paint supplies. Body filler, putty, primer. I mean, I need everything. I'm out of everything. And so anyway, I started cleaning up the garage, and then I decided to wipe the car down because it was covered in dust again. And if you remember, from my last video on the car, I recolor sanded and buffed the car again, and it was like, I don't know if it was a month or 2 months ago, but it was somewhere in there. And it looked fantastic. It turned out really nice. I was pretty happy with it. And so as I'm wiping it down, I was noticing these spots that look like dirt or dust, basically. And it's not. It's in the paint. This was not here. If you get it in a certain angle, like if you see it right there, it's little bitty pinholes. I'm assuming that's solvent pop. I don't even know. I've never had this happen before. The clear I used was Matrix. It had the Matrix activator. I've painted quite a few cars in my time, man. I've never had anything happen. It was mid to high 90s when I painted the car last summer. I don't know if that's got something to do with it, but I've never heard of any of it. Heard of anything like this happening this late in the game. So, I don't get it. So I'm going to have to sand this down pretty good. I guess I'll sand this area until I get it to the base and see if I can get anything to show up, but I don't know what it is. It sure takes the wind out of your sails, though, I can tell you that. That's a lot of freaking work, you know, to go back and have to repaint this car again. I don't need to practice, I promise you. But this is a first for me. I don't know what the hell it is. That is very, very frustrating. This dry microfiber is just scratching the hell out of the surface, but I really don't give a shit at this point because I got to repaint it anyway. The black on the car, which is this area here, and the lower, is fine. There's nothing in it. I looked at it with a light. I don't have any of this issue going on. This is where I did the black with the green base in it, or the black base with the green pearl in it, and then put clear on it. I don't get it, man. That's pretty insane. It's got to be solvent pop. I mean, I don't know what else it could be, but it was just the clear and the activator. That's all I put on there. See, this happened. I had a big spot of trash in the roof after I sanded and buffed it. You could still kind of see the outline of it, and then I got into the drip rail with a buffer on the roof, and then there was an area that kind of looked like this, about that big around, so that's mainly why I redone the roof. But man, so I don't know what I'm going to do right now at this point. I'm pretty frustrated. It is just my luck, though, that something stupid like this has got to happen, especially on this car and to me. But anyway, looks like I get to repaint the damn thing again. Yay. Alright guys, so I came out here and I used sandpaper on it. I mean, this doesn't even say what this is. I'm assuming by feeling of it, it's 600 grit. It did take a while. But anyway, I've got a few of the areas to base and then one little spot of primer. Looking at it, you know, because before this was covered in little white specks in the clear. Now, the best way I can describe it is in person with my glasses on. If you get at the light at just the perfect angle and look at it, you know, that way, it looked like somebody took a needle and just poked it a million times. It was like little bitty tiny pinholes in it everywhere, and they appeared white in the clear. I'm assuming it's solvent pop. I don't know. I've never had this happen before. I'm not a professional painter. I've painted a lot of cars through the years, but I don't know what caused it. But it looks like to me that it's possibly just in the clear. I don't see any white specks in the base. There are a couple here and there, actually. But it could be trash because I don't have a paint booth, But anyway, now there is still quite a few. It's probably not showing up in the camera, but there's still quite a few of the white, pinhole speck things all in this area here. But I didn't concentrate a lot on this edge here. It was mainly right in here. But so to clarify some things, to see if anybody has any ideas here on the forum, the car is two-toned, base clear. Now this area here and all the way down is black. This was painted at different times. There's no issues here. The green was painted separate. This is actually black base with green pearl in it, and then I used a matrix high solids clear, and I used matrix activator for that clear. And I painted this last summer, and I am pretty sure it was mid to high 90s on temperature outside. And then I put 4 coats on, which is probably too much clear, especially high solids. But I knew I'd probably end up color sanding and buffing the car twice. After it shrunk, I'd have to color sand and buff it again, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of clear. But anyway, after the car kind of kicked off, after the final coat, I ended up unmasking it, the majority of it, and I rolled it out here into the sun past the carport out there in the driveway to do a video of it, and the video's on my channel. And anyway, so I didn't leave it out there. As soon as I got done with the video, I rolled the car back in. But it makes me wonder if, the possibility of maybe 4 coats of high solids clear is too much. I know I give it anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes between coats. But maybe putting it in the sun, maybe that had something to do with it, because, if it's 90s on temp outside and you roll a black car out there with fresh black paint on it, maybe that did something to it. I don't know. I don't know how that'd be any different from a bake booth, but again, I'm not a professional. I'm just trying to figure out how to not have this happen again. But what really trips me out about this whole deal, there was nothing in this paint a month and a half ago when I resanded and buffed it for the final time. And then only until I wiped the car down with a wet rag yesterday to get the dust off of it is when I noticed it. So why is it taking months, especially all winter and up to now, of sitting? Why is it just now doing it? I haven't had the car in the sun. It stays in the garage. So, I don't know. I really don't. I don't understand it. I'm blown away. To me, it looks a little grainy looking the way it's sanded. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. But it still looks, I don't know, but like the way it's sanded on the edge. Of course, I've only sanded clear off to base in some areas. It was an accident. It's never been nothing like this. But anyway, I don't want to take a DA to the car and ripple it all up. I'm just going to end up doing it all hand sanding it with blocks and stuff. But I've got to get more sandpaper, obviously. But I think I'm going to go to 400. I'm going to go buy some 400 grit paper and just have at it wet and just take it down. But anyway, I would like to know if anybody here on the forum has any ideas of what caused that. It just seems strange to me that this was perfect a month and a half ago. There was nothing in that paint. And then now, I find it when I wipe it down. So it's only, being as it done that, it's going to keep doing it is what I think. But just the plain black is fine. It's just the area that I did green last summer on the car. So anyway, I don't have any idea. Maybe somebody else does.